Yeah.
How's it going, everyone? This is the Anime Man. So right now, I am in an unfamiliar place. I am actually in a hotel room in, I was about to say Las Vegas, Los Angeles, for Anime Expo 2019. Look out the window! It's a lot of floors. I managed to get in contact with this company here at Anime Expo called Progress Technologies. Now, they are, as the name suggests, a technology company. Yeah, see what they did there? They're a technology company, but they also work very closely with the manga industry. Now, you know your boy loves me his manga, even though I'm called the Anime Man. All that joke aside, when I heard that Progress Technologies was coming to Anime Expo, I kind of had to hit them up because they're currently working on a project which I think is, honestly, like honest to God, I think is legit the future of manga. Progress Technologies actually hooked me up with one of their prototypes, and I'm here to show that off to you guys today, and it is this thing right here. Now, you guys know I'm not necessarily a huge Naruto fan or anything, like, you know, I think I've gone on record to show that kind of stuff, but just for the sake of the video, okay, can I just make it that I'm the biggest Naruto fan ever? Because I think, honestly, like, if I get my hands on one of these, I might end up becoming a Naruto fan again, because this thing right here is the Progress Technologies' latest works, simply known as the E1 book. Well, Joe, it's just a Naruto book. What's so special about it? Where does the technology part come in, fam? It comes in, actually, right when you open it up like this. And inside, there is a very, very cool manga panel of Naruto. Not just the first volume of Naruto that you can see right here, but in fact, all 72 volumes of Naruto are in this one book. I think I may be one of the first people to have a hand on this amazingly cool piece of anime merchandise. Or can I even call it anime merchandise? Anime technology, anime-tech. I'm coining that now. And hopefully it will maybe get you to go check out their Kickstarter that they're currently doing, which is in the description below. Yes, this is a sponsored video if you couldn't figure out from the beginning of the video. So here is the book right here. Now, you know, on the surface of things, it does just look like a standard Naruto book. In fact, it is a double-sided Naruto book with a spine on it, as you can clearly see. Now, it says right here the kanji for Zen, which means all, because as I mentioned previously, all of the Naruto manga is in this one little compact book. And essentially what Progress Technologies wants to do with this E1 book concept is that they want to alleviate the problem that a lot of manga readers face when they collect a little too much manga and they don't have enough space in their bookshelf. I mean, I have that problem all the freaking time. Basically, with this E1 book, Progress Technologies wants to get rid of the whole problem of manga taking up too much space, physical manga taking up too much space. And, you know, we are living in a time right now where, yes, you can get digital manga, you can get physical manga. And, you know, people have their different preferences. So this is essentially a merging of the two worlds. It's essentially a beautiful mix of digital media and traditional media all in one sexy package. And I've actually heard from the Progress Technology guys that this cover right here was drawn specifically by the author Kishimoto Masashi for this E1 book project. So already from the get-go you get some original art from Kishimoto sensei. But yeah, regardless, let's open it up. Now when you first open it up, it takes a little bit of time to boot up, just to load all of the volumes and everything, but once it is done, it should pop up like that. And as you can see, it is all in English for you lovely English readers out there, because this is mostly aimed towards the English speaking manga market, because, you know, it's difficult to get your hands on English manga. You can think of it as kind of like two little Kindles put inside of this thing, but actually this isn't a Kindle. It looks like a Kindle, it feels like a Kindle, but in actuality the screen resolution of this is much higher than that of a Kindle. So you actually get a lot more of an authentic, like, physical page looking feel. You can actually almost see that it looks like it is directly drawn onto here. You can actually see each physical brush stroke. It is digital, but it has a traditional look to it. The main thing only has really 6 buttons right here, 3 on the right, 3 on the left. Now obviously, because we are starting from right to left right here, to move on to the next page, you press this button on the top and it flips over to the next page. So you can just keep flipping pages like this. There you go, there's first chapter. Even the double pages as well is nicely spaced out. Again, a lot like traditional media. It is very, very easy to read. It doesn't feel like a digital page whatsoever, so that's really, really cool. Also, up on the top right here, it even gives you a little reminder in case you forgot which page that you have to go to next. This page is to go to the next one, and then the one on the right here with one arrow is to go to the previous page. Pretty simple, right? So on the left here, we have two more buttons, one with 2 arrows, one with 3 arrows. What could those be? So if we press the one with the 2 arrows, it actually goes to the next chapter. So we can actually skip chapters rather than having to constantly flick through each page. There's a button to go to each chapter. So if this is pages and this is chapters, then what's this 3 arrows button? Well, if you actually press this, you can actually go to the next volume completely. They've made it up so that it is very, very easy to sift through different chapters, different volumes, and even different pages. Now the buttons on the right here are kind of playing the same aspect. With this 3 arrows right here, you can go back volumes. Now you might be thinking, well, what is this last button right here? It looks like an iPod shuffle button. If we press this, you can actually go different arcs. This is a cool system. If you press it again, you can go to the next arc. So not only can you skip pages, chapters, and even entire volumes, but you can skip entire arcs. This arc system that they have created, it is not actually in the original manga. In fact, this arc system was specifically made for the E1 book from Shonen Jump themselves. So the people at Shonen Jump went over the entire Naruto catalog and actually labeled each arc and listed out all of the chapters and all of the volumes that fit into those arcs. So if you want to say look for, let's skip through here, the Akatsuki arc, which is the 6th arc in the manga, in the Naruto manga, then we could be like, okay, cool. So this is the Akatsuki arc, the 6th arc. It is from volumes 35 to 43 and it covers these chapters. Okay, so if I want to do that, then let's go look for that chapter. And boom, here we are. Let's start it. And there we go. We can continue reading just like that. And the best part about it is that you don't need any Wi-Fi, you don't need any configuration, you don't even need to download any of the things. You just need to wait a little bit for the actual system to boot up. But other than that, you can take it on a plane, you can take it on a train, you can take it anywhere you go, because that's how we roll. That sounded like a Dr. Seuss rhyme. And now you might be thinking, well, Joey, where is the off button? Where is the on button? Well, surprisingly enough, the on and off button happens when you close the book. It actually turns off automatically, completely cutting off the power. And if you want to turn it back on again, all you have to do is just open up the book and it will load for a little bit just to boot things up, which only takes usually a couple of seconds, maybe 5 to 10 seconds. And then boom, you're exactly back to where you are. So really, really simple. So now you might be thinking, well, Joey, how do I charge it? Because usually with a Kindle or anything like that, there usually be some kind of power cord at the bottom that you can just plug a charger into, and maybe it's on the side. No, maybe it's at the top. No, I don't really see a place to charge it. And I obviously have to charge it because it's digital, right? Well, surprisingly, the way that you charge it is actually quite simple. If you flick to the back side here, you can see that it actually takes batteries. Now, the reason why Progress Technologies decided to do this is because when you, say for example, put this back onto a shelf, because it does physically look like a book, and they made sure to make it look like a book by adding fake pages to it, which I thought was a really cool, like, aesthetic choice. But the reason why that they used batteries for this instead of, say, a charger is that, say for example, you want to just have this on the shelf for a little bit. You don't necessarily feel like reading Naruto, and a few years pass by, and then you pick it up and you realize that the battery's dead and you have to charge it. That freaking sucks. So to make those matters simpler, they made it into a battery format so that if the power is out, it can be easily replaceable and it is 100% charged, and it is really actually alleviates the fact that you need some kind of charging system on it. So it actually maintains the feel and look of a book, which is, the whole point that they're trying to make with this thing. Now, if you look at the back here, the other part that you may have noticed is this thing right here, which looks like a cartridge, and that's because it is. In fact, all of the Naruto manga in this E1 book sits on a cartridge like this, which actually, weirdly enough, looks like a Nintendo DS cartridge, but essentially all of the manga sits onto this cartridge. By plugging it in, it enables this E1 book to have that
entire Naruto library. Now, currently, Progress Technologies only has all of the volumes of the Naruto manga, but if the Kickstarter goes well and you guys support it, and you guys help support it, they will actually be able to release more and more cartridges of different series. So you can have a bunch of other Shonen Jump series like Dragon Ball or Hunter x Hunter or One Piece or Bleach, literally anything. The sky's the limit. But it's all up to the Kickstarter, and if the Kickstarter succeeds. If you guys want to see more of it. The amazing thing about that is that it completely gets rid of the need to buy a separate one of these E1 books, because truth be told, they are a little on the expensive side because it is a piece of technology you are paying for, but luckily, once you buy one, all you have to do is buy a cartridge full of the manga. And much like a DS or a Switch or anything like that, all you have to do is just change the cartridges around and boom, you can read any manga that you want. And the amazing thing about it is, as well, is that if they do manage to get more and more series, then say for example you want to read Hunter x Hunter, but the cover is Naruto, all you have to do is just take the cover off, put a Hunter x Hunter cover on it, and boom, there's your Hunter x Hunter manga all in one go. So it actually not only gets rid of unnecessary space that is causing a bookshelf for, say, just the Naruto manga, but it literally gets rid of any space problem of all manga series that might possibly be available in the E1 book.
So yeah guys, that's essentially all the talking points that I have to say about this E1 book. Now look, obviously I'm not going to hide the fact, yes, I was sponsored to talk about this thing, but in all honesty guys, if I didn't believe in something, if I didn't want to show you guys something which I think you guys would really enjoy, then I wouldn't show it at all. It's crazy because I actually saw the Kickstarter of this way before I knew, and way before the Progress Technology guys were going to be at AX and were actually going to come and contact me. Like, I genuinely was like, I was going to personally back this thing up, because again, I honestly do think that this is the future of manga. Like, think about it, like, now we won't have to carry around, like, these incredible amounts of volumes everywhere, and, you know, especially, like, I had that problem when I moved from Australia to Japan. Like, I had like 600, 700 something volumes back home at my parents' place in Australia. And when I moved to Japan, guess how many manga I brought over? None. I brought none of it. I left it all at my parents' place and I had to re-buy manga when I moved to Japan, which, you know, on the grander scale of things, yes, does cost a lot of money. So this, again, is a perfect way to get rid of that problem, and in all honesty, like, it's a cool little piece of technology that you can take around when you go to, you know, overseas, or like, for example, for me personally, this is a great opportunity now that I'm in Los Angeles, literally on the other side of the planet, and I can take the entire volume set of Naruto with me in this little piece of technology, which I think is super cool. So again guys, you know me, your boy doesn't force you to do anything with these videos, and I wouldn't be showing you guys this kind of stuff if I didn't think you, at least some of you, would be interested in it. So if you are interested in it and would like to check it out and possibly fund it, then I've left the Kickstarter to Progress Technologies and the E1 book down in the description below, so definitely go check it out guys. And yeah, let me know what you guys think personally about the E1 book, and be honest, like, I know this is like, you know, a lot of people might be saying like, oh, you know, I prefer physical volumes better, or this is just a glorified Kindle, or whatever. Like, I'm sure there are a lot of criticisms and critiques that you can put about this new piece of technology, but hey, that's how technology gets better and better and better. And, you know, your feedback honestly might help the guys over at Progress Technologies make an even better product that might actually get you to consider funding and backing them up. So definitely leave all of your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. And also, I guess, leave in the comments below as well, if the E1 book does get funded, what are some series that you would like to see on those cartridges? Obviously, they have the entire Naruto cartridge right now for the Kickstarter, but once it does get more funded, as I mentioned, they might add more and more series. So what is a series that you would be willing to see, or you would be willing to suggest to put onto this E1 book? Leave all that kind of stuff down in the comments below. Thank you once again to Progress Technologies for sponsoring today's video, and as always, I'll see you guys in the next video. Like if you enjoy, subscribe for more anime banter, keep watching anime. Johnny!